You guys have salad sips or doing it now?
One more word.
The slackers. I was doing it while I was sitting in the room by myself.
We were
Whoa,
eating and
whoa,
I was
whoa.
eating and talking outside.
In the nude?
In the nude.
In the nude.
Could have been. That could mean anything.
Could be. That's how I think best.
In the shower?
In the nude.
In the nude.
Oh.
Doesn't need to be in the shower.
Okay.
I literally undressed so I could think of my salad sip and then got dressed before you guys came back in.
Then you put your shorts back on.
Yep.
It's gotten hot lately.
You feel that way?
Yeah.
Just in the car.
That too.
Just in the car.
Just in the car.
Just. in
It's
the car.
really nice outside when you
Oh,
go
yeah, you
outside.
roll the window down.
First 2 weeks of March are the best times in Arizona.
It was nice.
Yeah.
The weather's so nice. And then it just gets hot.
Downhill.
It just gets hot.
Then we got a hike at 5 a.m.
I haven't hiked in a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
I just hike in my backyard. My dogs ate my blueberry tree.
Oh,
Nicole was she tried calling me yesterday. Apparently went to voicemail. She goes, I was gonna let you know that your blueberry tree is missing. I was like, what do you mean it's missing?
Walked about.
And it was by the time I got home, it was already getting dark, so I had to use a flashlight. I didn't find it. We found like a little piece, and I was like, that might be it. And then there was a blue tape that had BB on it for blueberry,
Oh no!
and I was like, they got it.
So they just dug it up and chewed it.
Yup.
Oh man.
They like sticks and they like weeds, so they just thought it was
no.
another weed or another stick.
Damn dogs.
It's only $6. I'll get another one, either today.
Just so they could eat it again?
No, so I put the cinder blocks upright as opposed to laying flat. So instead of like 6 inches, it's gonna be like 10 inches taller, and they're not gonna be stacked so that they're stairs. They're gonna be like a wall. Yeah. So they won't be able to get to them unless they dig enough to have it collapse on them, and then it's not worried about the tree. It's the dog that I'm worried about.
Would you say that your dogs are the Harkonnens or the Frennens
Well,
in this situation?
The Fremen.
The Fremen.
Because they're the rats.
Yeah, they're rats, but if you put them in a desert, they would die. So maybe they're a little bit of both.
They got a mixture of both.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're talking about Dune 2. We are interrupting Magical March to talk about this movie.
Yo,
Dune Part 2.
Didn't want to do it.
Which
The
covers
la-
the first book.
the last movie we saw in theaters was what?
Before this.
Yeah.
Was it -1?
-1.
-1.
Dang, it's been 4 months.
There hasn't really been a lot of movies coming out.
Yeah.
4 months?
Well, December.
Godzilla -1
December
was-
Man, it's March. Holy cow.
Stop.
Yeah, it's been
Don't say that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been 4 months. And then we have Kung Fu Panda still coming out. And then Godzilla coming out.
Nah, I'm just
What
kidding.
comes out
That
in
doesn't
April?
look good.
You don't think it looks good?
No.
Really? But you'll enjoy it?
We'll see.
Yeah, I saw the commercial for the first time, or the trailer for the first time yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I
what
thought
to
it was a
think yet.
Transformers movie at first when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no.
This one, usually the trailer gets me like kind of
This-
excited.
this
This one
one
did
just-
not get me.
This one got me less excited.
Yeah.
I was just confused watching the trailers. Like,
I
what is
didn't
going
know
on
what's going
here?
on.
What is the story?
There is no story.
Like, it's just another faction of kaiju.
It's just, first they fought, now they must work together type of.
Like, power, friendship,
Uh,
and a mechanical glove.
yeah.
What did she say? She's just like, she said something very corny.
I missed it.
Yeah, I was trying to not pay attention for any possible spoilers, but
Anyway, on to the other movie that was produced by
Legendary. Is it Legendary Warner Brothers that does Godzilla? Or is it Legendary? Is it Warner Brothers Legendary?
I think so.
Think so.
Mm-hmm.
Dune 2.
Dune
Uh,
Part 2.
I think I was going back and listening to the first podcast just to see what my rating was,
Yeah.
and
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 6. The first part.
Okay.
I'm bumping that score down.
You bumping it down? The first
I watched
one?
it again I tried to watch it again this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't.
My boss, I was like, "Oh, have you seen Dune 2?" She goes, "The first one, I hated it." I was like, "What do you mean you hated it?" She was like, "It's so slow." Like,
It's a really
It's
yeah.
it's-
I understand.
So
Yeah.
to reflect my scoring for this one, I'm bumping Dune 1 down to like a 4. I really tried watching it again.
Still the pacing for you?
Yeah, the pacing, like it's just a pretty movie. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just weird listening. Like that was 2 years ago, and we were still so awkward back then.
We still are. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Less now.
we have more flow now, whereas like, I was stuttering so much that podcast.
You stutter like you have episodes where you just like.
Yeah, I have
stuttering.
episodes where
Yeah.
my brain just dies, but I think that was one of them. But
Yeah.
anyway, you guys were both excited for this movie, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Excited.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm only watching this movie because of you guys.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's your sacrifice now, and then
For
it'll
Harry-
be his sacrifice later.
for
Madam
all the-
Web.
Harry Potter.
Madam Web. Okay.
Madam Web. Double feature. Madam Web and the Marvels.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. I think I'll.
I think I'd
I'll
rather
be
watch
gone.
the Marvels before Madam
Really?
Web. Yeah.
I think I would rather watch. I rather watch the Madam Web.
I've heard the Marvels is better than what people have said online from someone.
It looks a little bit more fun than Madam Web for sure.
I think I'd rather laugh at the despise of Madam Web, the destruction of Madam Web.
You
than
just hate Brie Larson.
I don't care for her
I knew it.
and her funky toes.
I don't look at her toes. Anyway, do you have any other thoughts before going into this movie? What were you guys looking forward to, or?
I was curious about what they're going to change for the movie compared to the books or to the book. So I was, I think, pleasantly surprised from their changes that they made.
Noise.
Anything for you?
No, I haven't read the book.
Okay.
I was looking online just because of. I'll save that for later. Let's go ahead and get into our drink
Okay.
and our snack.
Schneck.
Schneck.
Well,
Oh, you know what?
what?
they had an advertisement for the Coca-Cola Spice in my theater.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then they're like, it tastes like, and all it just says, trash.
Trash. Oh. we should have done the spice for this movie.
It would have
because of
worked.
spice.
It
Oh,
would have worked out.
I didn't think
It
about
would've
that.
worked
I
out.
didn't think about that.
Instead, we're doing mug.
Yeah, we'll just.
A&W. Just kidding.
Oh, I mean, we haven't we haven't put out the episode with the spice, so I'll just switch the two segments.
Don't worry about it.
We're like in different shirts and everything.
or our lips don't match up at all.
Yeah.
One of the two. All right. In honor of Albert's late birthday,
Thank you.
we got some A&W root beer. What does A&W stand for?
I
Is
have
that the
no idea.
restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh. so
Albert
this
is a Chris 31 years old now. everyone.
Chris
Oh my gosh.
31. Since 1919. The 19th month of the 19th day.
Oh no.
Pour the drinks.
All right.
No fizz.
No, I did it on purpose. I could have done it all at once.
Oh man, you gotta make it sound so bad.
And we're also doing Dr. Pepper Peeps because we didn't do it the last episode when we talked about it.
When I had Dr. Pepper. Whoa, it's so much. What are you doing?
Give that to John.
It's the foam. I think,
Do you like a root beer, John?
yeah. I think this is my favorite form of root beer.
Bottled form?
No, the A&W.
W.
Yeah.
Thanks for trying, guys.
Good for root beer floats.
Yep, definitely.
Smells so good.
Oh, it smells like root beer.
I like it.
That's good stuff. A&W is probably my second favorite. Third favorite soda.
It's not as bad as I remembered it.
5 out of 5 for me.
5.
Do I like this one
Dr.
better
Pepper
than
is
Dr.
a
Pepper?
slightly 5 out of higher 5 out of 5.
Slightly 5 out of 5. What does that mean?
Slight 5 out
It
of
barely
5.
makes it a 5 out of 5.
Dr. Pepper is slightly better than A&W.
I'm trying to figure out which one I like
forgive you.
better.
I'm not asking for your forgiveness.
I feel like if I drink this more, my stomach would not like me. So
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling. So I'm gonna give Dr. Pepper like a slight edge above it. I think I gave it a 2, so this is probably a 2 as well.
Okay.
I got one.
I don't know what's
person-
wrong with him, Albert.
I got one person
All right,
that
let's
doesn't
try
like
these
me.
peeps.
One person that doesn't like me on this side.
I don't think we ever liked you.
Oh man, the secret finally came out. Actually, it's never a
That's
secret.
my secret, Captain.
I've always never liked you.
I've always hated you. Not really a fan of Peeps anymore.
No? Why not?
I don't know.
You don't know?
They just kind of lose their. Can you peel off? They just kind of lose their
Oh, that one's deformed.
vibe after you get older.
I mean, it's just marshmallows with a powder on. It kind of
Dr. Peppery goodness.
It kind of smells like it.
I took the head off.
Off with its head.
But the flavor is there.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
5 out of 5.
Marshmallows? No.
At least it's the marshmallows that don't stick to your teeth, so I'm okay
Can
with
I
that.
have the piece that you?
The headless
Yeah.
peep.
So we're not wasting a peep.
Nearly headless peep. Oh no, it is headless.
Nearly
You
headless.
want another one?
How could you be nearly headless?
No, thank you.
Sorry, I had to quote Hermione there.
That's fine. I'll give this 2. It's not like the worst thing in the world.
There's 2 things you don't like, and you're giving it a 2.
Yeah. I mean, I like sugar, but again, if I eat too much of this, my stomach will hurt.
Yeah, I didn't know you were such a bitch.
My body's trying to keep me alive.
Put like a 2.
You give it a 2?
I mean, I don't eat a lot of marshmallows. It's not my thing.
No.
No.
Do you like s'mores?
Very rarely. I don't go like craving them. No.
So rarely, but do you enjoy them when you have them?
Yeah.
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 What's your favorite part of a s'more?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a chocolate person.
You're a chocolate person.
Mhm, mhm.
You don't look very chocolatey.
What do you mean? How do I show you?
Okay, let me go ahead and get into the details.
Show me the darkest part of your body.
White chocolate or dark chocolate?
Dark.
Like,
I don't consider
Like
white chocolate
actual dark chocolate?
actual
or
dark chocolate.
oh.
I don't consider white chocolate chocolate.
No?
No.
What?
Because
This-
they take out the chocolate part out of it.
So what is it? It's just sugar, essentially?
No, it's the fat part of the chocolate.
It's the fat part of the chocolate?
Yeah.
What? Isn't chocolate, like, pretty much all fat? Fat and
Yes.
sugar?
Yeah.
So you're just basing it off of color then?
That's mostly the color. It's a color.
It's a color thing to you.
It's just the cocoa butter.
What's your favorite part of s'more? Chocolate, marshmallow, or the graham cracker? Is that the only? Is that
That's a
the
regular.
essential s'more? Is there
Yeah.
like fancier s'mores?
Different chocolates, different marshmallows.
You put
When-
cheese in the s'more?
No.
When it comes to when it comes to talking about s'mores,
S'mores.
you can't single one part of it out. Like
It's
it
together.
all comes together to make goodness.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
out of the 3 parts, what's your favorite part?
I mean, I eat chocolate the most,
Okay. Okay.
but I'd rather have a s'more than just chocolate.
You rather have a s'more than chocolate? Okay.
Maybe because you don't have a lot of opportunities to eat them as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just the rarity.
The rarity, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But melted marshmallow is actually like really good, in my opinion.
When it's like crisp over, when it
Mhm.
has like that golden crisp. Yeah. It sounds really good, but I don't know. Best part-
Caramelized on the outside. It's a little bit of chew.
Yeah. Best part of the Graham. Best part of the.
It's the graham cracker.
It's the Graham
for you.
cracker
Oh,
for me.
okay.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
figured you'd answer that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me go ahead and get into the details. It's directed by Dennis.
Dennis, our friend Dennis.
Yeah.
What?
I
Wow.
almost thought I was in the wrong podcast or wrong podcast.
You are.
I'm in the wrong.
Get out of here.
podcast. I almost thought I was in the wrong outline. Dennis Villanueva. Tagline is "Long live
The king.
the fighters."
Oh.
A budget estimated at $190 million.
Yep.
Released March 1st, 2024. Runtime of 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Long.
It's more like 2 hours and 38 minutes.
It's more like
The music credits.
Yeah.
it's more like boring. Okay. No.
Oh no.
Rated PG-13. When I last checked, which was earlier this morning, it
Still
had a
PG-13.
box office worldwide of $223 million.
This is 1 week out from release.
Yeah. It's currently in theaters still, so if you really want to watch it for whatever reason, go ahead.
And it's still PG-13.
I would recommend watching it in theaters, though, for sure.
Yeah, that was a good experience.
Where else you watch it right now? Is it on HBO Max? Do they
No,
still do that?
like, it's something you should watch in theaters to experience the whole thing.
Did you watch it on IMAX?
I just
Any
watched
of
it in regular.
Regular?
I watched it Dolby Digital. Dolby
Digital?
audio thing.
Yeah.
Atmos.
The
Yeah.
audio thing.
Forgot what it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Mhm.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The fancy sound.
Mm-hmm.
It was still, the sound was loud
Oh yeah.
in
Did
the
you just
regular
watch it in
theater.
yeah, it was,
Yeah, just a regular theater. Yeah.
I tried watching the first one, like I said, and just with headphones and on a computer monitor. It just didn't.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
You need some good headphones to get the same effect.
Yeah.
Really expensive headphones.
Yeah.
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 Biggest screen you can watch it on. Watch it. Yeah.
So that's it. 6-word summary of the movie.
All right.
I'll just go first since I'll probably
Yeah.
be the most negative one. Similar visuals, more action, better movie? Question mark.
Okay.
That's like 8 words.
The question mark is not a word.
Save the best for last.
Go ahead. I don't know about that, but go ahead.
All right. My sellout sip is best space franchise of this decade.
Out of
Easily.
How many space franchises do we have
Star Wars, Star Trek.
this decade?
Yeah. Wait.
Has
Oh,
Star
wait, like the
Trek released?
2020s?
I don't know. You said decade. I don't know. That's
I mean, I think this is the only. I don't think Star Wars was in this decade.
Was the last one 2019?
Maybe.
Well, wins by default then.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of space traveling
So that means
things.
it means I could hate it or I could love it because it's the only.
it's the only choice.
Yep.
Okay. I've got fantastic sci-fi for Rise of Fanaticism.
One more time. John was laughing.
Yeah.
I was laughing at just like the whole thought of Jessie saying best space movie franchise of this decade.
The only one.
Fantastic sci-fi for Rise of Fanaticism. Yeah, I liked how crazy and how much they leaned into the story behind Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. I really should have rewatched the first one before going into it.
Oh yes, it's
should've.
been a while.
Yeah. I started rewatching it, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't want to, just because I fell asleep.
Oh, okay. My brother rewatched it last week before we went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is your brother a Dune fan as well?
Not a fan, but he liked it.
He enjoys it?
Mhm.
Okay. And he enjoyed this movie?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, John.
It's okay.
We'll get Hinaro on, and then we can.
I was going to say it was only for smart people, but I liked it, so I'm the he canceled it out.
Call yourself out. Call yourself out.
Okay, well, I guess we could just rate it now. Out of 10.
Dunes.
Earth, they're sandworms.
Sure.
Earth sandworms.
What would you rate it, Albert?
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what I rated the last one.
Probably like a
10.
9 or a 10.
It was a 10.
Yeah.
I don't want. It's not an 11, but I give it a 10 still.
Out of 10 spice molecules, I will give it. What?
That's pretty small.
Yeah, but it's percentage. We're not talking about the size of the object.
It's not about the molecule.
It's not about the molecule. It's how you use it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give us like 9.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 5. I don't know. Like,
You liked it better than the first one.
yeah, I guess it had more action, so it was cool. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I have very negative feelings about this movie.
Yeah, for similar reasons.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to me, like how
Why?
people how well people view this movie, and then bash on other movies where characters do very similar things. So
Such as?
we'll talk about it later.
Okay. I guess we can talk about it now. What else is there?
I mean, do you guys have any trivia?
The guy who is bald, I did not know who played him. I thought it was Pennywise's actor, and it's not.
Oh, Skarsgård.
Yeah. And it's
But
not.
it's Austin Butler.
As Elvis, I was like, what the heck? It's crazy.
All right, characters.
Characters. Timothy Chalamet as Paul Atreides. Zendaya as Shani. Rebecca Ferguson as Jessica, the mother.
Turd
Javier.
Ferguson.
Huh?
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name. Javier Bardem as Stilgar. Josh Brolin as Gurney Halleck. Florence Pugh, best part of the movie, as Princess Yurlin, whatever.
Yep.
Christopher Walken as the Emperor.
The Emperor.
You know, there's some parts where I was just like, it's Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like no makeup on him. It's just Christopher Walken. It was a little bit of a like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna do an impersonation, but I can't. Dave Bautista as Beast Raban, Stellan Skarsgård as Baron Harkonnen, and then Austin Butler as Fade Rotha. Okay, we can talk about the movie now, I guess.
Okay.
So which franchises are we talking about that characters do similar things and we bash on? Wait, we specifically or just people in general?
Just people in general. There's which I agree with, by the way. There's a franchise in the last decade,
Yeah.
where the female lead was a Mary Sue, and she could just do everything. At the start of a Star Wars, where Rey was basically able to just do everything without really even trying. This guy does the same thing. Paul, he just picks up on everything. He's just the best. He's the chosen one.
I feel like he
knows the way.
He doesn't just pick up on everything. I feel like he's been trained and built up to this. He didn't just get dropped in and stumbled his way through. I feel like Rey did that, but not Paul.
He has a lot of book knowledge, which doesn't help. Like he's been studying that on his home planet, like in the
First
movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a little bit of that when he's going through the desert and he's sand walking and he tries to explain what he's read.
Yeah.
And he just shuts up because this person actually knows what she's doing. She's lived here her whole life. But I think that having some knowledge at least is better than having no knowledge.
Yeah.
But he's also been trained for fighting, so he has some type of skill there. He's supposed to be part of the kingdom of Atreides, and he's also, what are they called?
Fremen?
Not the Furman, the
He was training to be a Mentat.
Menta?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mentat,
Mentat. Like that's where the
the human computer.
human computer. But
Mhm.
also his mother is something else.
Benny Gesserit.
Benny Gesserit.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of like different skills that he's been learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like
No, I get what
they
you're,
found
I
him
get where
on
you're
the
coming
planet.
from.
Like he has
I- like-
some.
I get where you're coming from,
Yeah.
and obviously, like it's way worse for Rey just because she gets it. But
Right, she's just dropped in.
The explanation for her is she's rising to the level of the dark side equivalent, which, okay, that's how that universe works. Cool, but I just didn't like that. This
Mhm.
one is not the dark side. He's rising to the dark side equivalent. He's slowly learning.
he's not actually slowly learning. Like we just get jumps into him just doing stuff. Like yeah, they show him like practicing things,
Yeah.
but he jumps into it real quick.
This is where they made a story decision for the movie versus the book. In the book, before they rebel against the Harkonnens,
Mhm.
there's a 2-year time gap that happens for him to learn about the Fremen and be integrated part of them.
And in this one, there's no 2-year time gap
Maybe months at the most.
because she still hasn't had the baby yet.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, that's not cool.
I know,
Great.
but we're talking about the
Great,
movie.
we're talking about the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that's
Yeah.
why that's why they in the movie he seems to integrate so quickly because in the book he trains over time.
Yeah. But there's no time to train.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't like how it is for him. Where, yeah, sure they may show him being trained. I guess
Mm-hmm.
kind of, not really.
Right. Learn a few things from Stilgar and Shawnee.
Yeah, and then she just does it. Like he
Yeah.
just picks it up. And to me, in general, his whole characterization, like he doesn't really have characterization in this movie. There's no development from him. He's pretty much like the same person up until the end, where he
Drinks the water.
drinks the water and then he's something else, I guess. Like,
He is.
yeah, it's just kind of pathetic to me.
Mm.
Like, character development is a really big thing in stories, and he just doesn't have it at all. I don't know. It bothers me. Like, he's the same person throughout the whole movie. There's no growth, and then he just becomes like a different person.
I mean, I agree with you, but I feel like maybe it's because of how recent I watched it. I feel like it's a part of the story. There is a big change in his personality, in his character.
From the first one or in this movie?
In this movie alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at what point though?
Yeah, when he's struggling to decide to meet the Southern Fremen and drink the water of life, where he feels like he's backed into a corner. He has these partial visions. He doesn't know what they mean yet.
My thing is he's struggling with that decision the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has that conversation with Shawnee, and then he's just like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go with you," and then he just changes. There's no like gradual growth to that.
Yeah.
It just like, for whatever reason, it clicks in him that he's just gonna be this person now.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a forced. He forces himself to make a decision instead of waiting, and I can see where that is a sudden and like too drastic of a change for him to change his character that quickly. And I feel like that's maybe the part that kind of suffers in the movie that the books take more time to explain and show.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, when you got big books like Harry Potter or when like Dune like that, I feel like a lot of details are lost in translation.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, at least for me with Harry Potter, I know we're talking about Dune, about Harry Potter, I just felt like I'm missing things that you guys know that help your experience. Whereas me, I'm just kind of like what's going on? Like, I don't know why this guy has this motivation or where this character's background or any of this information. So it hurts me because I don't go in with all of this information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you're still doing that with this movie too.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, from my perspective, is with the first movie.
Yeah.
They took so long to just flush out this planet. I don't know why I put it in quotations because it is an actual planet. Uh-huh. they took so long to like flush out this thing and like get to the story, and like they went with all these like I don't know. It seemed more like a visual experience than it did like an actual full-on movie experience with the first one. That now they like got trapped themselves in the second movie. We're like, okay, now we need to speed up the process.
Yeah.
And because of that, like he said, in the books there was a 2-year time gap, and in this one he's learning everything so quick, and then it just doesn't give him time to grow into his decision making. It's just like literally at the snap of a finger, he changes his mind and then like becomes a completely different person. Which for me it's when it comes to movies that have like sequels, trilogies, all that, like you have to have a consistent pacing throughout the entire process.
Yeah.
Like, the first movie can't be the slow build it up thing, and then the second movie, okay, now you're gonna speed through stuff. It's just not gonna work that way.
Yeah, I feel like they could have showed points in time where Paul makes mistakes and learns from it instead of is told how to experience it from his mom.
Yeah,
I could see that.
And the other part that gets really damaged by this movie is Fade Rotha is kind of lame. You don't really know who he is, like actor wise, or he just kind of like shows up and they make him seem like this big bad at first, and then he just takes a back seat, and then they fight at the duel, and that's it. And
yeah, they leave stuff out for Fade Rotha too.
Mm-hmm. In the sequel, Fade Rotha 2?
Yes.
So stupid.
It's the spin-off pre-sequel. Excuse me.
He didn't actually die. They both didn't die.
Pre-sequel.
just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound.
I don't like. It was. I think they did a good job of introducing him, but then, yeah, he just takes a back seat after he destroys their what are they called, the Sikas or whatever, the place where they're living at.
I forget, but the prisoners of war, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You're talking about Fade Rotha?
Yeah, when he after they set him up really well, like I said,
the gladiator arena where he's fighting, and he takes over Arrakis, and then they have to flee from him because he destroys where they were living. Oh, yeah, the kitchen.
And then he takes a backseat for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, they kind of changed the pacing there.
Yeah,
because I thought you think they're escalating, but it kind of changes. Yeah, where we watch him take care of business. Okay.
Yeah, I understand your criticisms of it.
Those are two like main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the second half of the book.
It's like not even the side characters.
I think a big
that's the two main characters.
I think the main decision making in this movie is they take out the inner monologue that these characters have that are in the books. But it's also hard to write a movie where characters have inner monologues all the time. So I understand.
Yeah.
Because we miss out a lot on how these characters feel, not just Paul, because they often describe what they're experiencing, what they're thinking, and that's pages long, chapters long. And then we can only watch it in the theater. We can't, Paul can only think about a vision so much. Otherwise we get bored and what does this actually mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's they
you have nothing to say. He's just looking back and forth.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying something.
Like, I don't know. Are you ever considering reading the book
I mean, I own it, but
or listen to the audiobook?
It's easier to listen to audiobooks, but I rather read it.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't want to. Because if I say a thing, it's going to spoil the next movie because it's in this book that they skipped.
You can just save it.
They
You can
talked
save
about the whole book
it. Yeah.
story wise, but there are some key parts that they switched that are going to be in the next movie because they have to. It has to be in the next movie.
Yeah.
He is planned to make a third movie, but it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't been greenlit yet. I mean, difference.
Yeah.
Things you liked about it?
Things I liked about it.
Or a favorite scene?
There's not a lot of humor in here, but there's a scene where what's his name? Stilgar?
Yeah, like still water.
Yeah.
Gar.
Stilgar.
Stillwater Gar.
He's talking to Paul about the desert, and besides the worms and the trapdoor spiders and everything, he starts talking about the jinn and like to be careful, watch out for them because they whisper to you, and then he does some like little jump scare growl, and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. He goes, oh, but yeah, don't listen to them, and then that was a pretty good laugh. But some like the main character isn't super exciting, but I can excuse that because I enjoy the world. And no, because I enjoy the world.
You nailed it.
And I enjoy the people around him. Like, same thing for Jotaro. Like, he's not the most exciting, but his crew around him, for me, is exciting. And I can enjoy that. So it's not just the main character that will get me to like a franchise. I won't bring up another movie that has a boring main character, but you know.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about. So I can, yeah, that.
Okay. I didn't know what you were talking about. I just took a guess.
But I could skip some of the maybe lack of personality or lack of development because how some of the other characters interact or how they work.
Like who?
Just some of like the Furman that treat and the discussion of the religion of the South and the North and like that's interesting right there to see how they view the South. Fremen.
Yes.
FRE.
Yeah, I thought it was for.
No, not vermin.
Yeah, no, that's something else. Fremen, like that dialogue and that discussion and their beliefs. That's interesting. But just Paul's journey to become
Fremen.
Fremen.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Like, why are you having such a hard time with it?
Fremen.
Yeah.
Like that journey is interesting. And just the discovery of the world and the environment and how you survive out in this world because the planet's called Dune. No, it's Arrakis.
The planet originally was called
Arrakis.
Dune.
Yeah, but by the Fremen, they called it Dune.
Okay. So the planet in itself is a character, and it's like a very beautiful visualization and conceptualization from the book. I don't know. Maybe it's more beautiful and this, but I enjoy this. Why are you looking at me like that?
You're not convincing me.
This is I enjoyed. This is what I enjoyed.
You gave it a 9, so like.
Yeah. It's not perfect, but I would watch this again easily in theaters. Like Oppenheimer, this over Godzilla.
-1?
No.
Oh.
No. -1's perfect.
Godzilla.
It's
Kong?
not perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Only thing that make it more perfect is nothing.
Benoit Blanc.
If he was working for the Harkonnens, they would take over.
Yeah.
Should have hired Benoit Blanc.
No.
No? What do you mean?
But even like some of the bad guys, maybe they're not as deep as I would want them to be, but they're visually cool and they're
Yeah.
evil, and like sometimes that's all you need in a bad guy is just they're pure evil, and that's all you need to know about them. And that's just the struggle of the protagonist against the antagonist. That's all you need. Sometimes you don't need a deep story of how they became Darth Vader to get 2-3 movies. Sometimes it's just this is the bad guy, this is how they overcome it, and that's it. Sometimes
That's
simple.
it.
Sometimes simple is better than overcomplicating things.
I mean, but I like how complicated at the same time the politics is
Yeah, yeah.
of the Bene Gesserit having their hands in everything.
It's too complicated.
I mean, that's what I like about it. That's why it's
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
that they haven't had in everything. They've been
Have they been seeding this religion to this planet or across
Yeah.
the universe or
To
the galaxy?
this specific religion to this planet.
Mm, okay. I thought it was maybe more spread than just this planet.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
They have a hand in other planets,
Yeah.
religions,
Yeah.
but this religion is specific to this planet.
Interesting. It's crazy. It's crazy because.
But it's they're like the thing is like it's similar on other planets as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're just looking for this one specific person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's opportunities for this one specific person to show up on different planets.
Yeah.
So they want their influence over that person so that they could control whatever planets that they want to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
plus control things like a war happening to prevent that if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this like for me, these two movies, there's so much going on that I need multiple viewings to, or I need to sit down and read the book or listen to the book
Mm-hmm.
to kind of absorb everything. But like that's okay with me. I can enjoy watching this movie multiple times, and I'll be okay with it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
John doesn't like it, and that's okay. There's nothing
I-
wrong with that.
I don't think you need multiple viewings to really pick up on some of the stuff in this movie. I just think you're dumb.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. That's part of it. This for me, I don't know. I can enjoy a movie and then I can just forget about it and then come back to it years later and just be like, "Wow, I forgot this entire huge part of this movie." But that's just me. I think that's more recently
Uh-huh.
that I started like doing that. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but
I don't know. You watch Kung Pao a lot and still find it funny. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I
you've
have
been doing
movie
that for a
memorized.
while.
Wait, don't you laugh on rewatches of Kung Pao?
I think it's pretty well known that like I don't laugh after a couple times.
Yeah, but
I just laugh at when we just randomly make the jokes about the movie.
That's
Yeah.
true too. I laughed the first time the most. I agree.
yeah. What was I saying? I forgot.
Anything,
how
go ahead, finish.
I don't know. I feel like that gives me an advantage to people watching movies because I can just enjoy it like it's almost the first time again.
Right. No, yeah, on
Yeah.
rewatches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When does watching a movie strictly for visuals just become not a good movie?
I mean, I feel like that's impossible objectively to define.
It depends on the movie. Depends on the person. The subject matter. When does that become not a good movie?
Yeah. If it's just for the visual aspect and not for the story. But I mean, to some level, a movie is supposed to be about the story and the visual, right?
Yeah.
That's the point of the movie.
I agree with that. But like,
yeah.
and in my opinion, you can't have like one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe for you, Albert, like because you've read the book, it hits both for you.
It does, because I can fill in the gaps in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like for me, it's like I think we can all agree that like visually it's very stunning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like because it's lacking a lot of like the story element, that it's just like it's a bad movie for me.
Yeah.
But you said it's okay that it doesn't have it because of the visuals.
Yeah. For me, if a story is so good that the visuals, like it's an old movie and it sucks, like I can enjoy that. Or if it's a new movie and sometimes the story or characters aren't as good, but maybe it has action or maybe it has visually, it's just amazing, I can enjoy it for what it is.
Just not Godzilla. Sorry, I just
That's a more complicated subject
because you have more attachment to it.
We have more attachment to certain franchises.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You're pulling my leg. Well, not pulling my leg. It's a different phrase. Pulling my third leg? No.
That's
multiple times.
That's on our Patreon, R18. If we had one.
I don't know.
Why does my mind get dumb?
For me, like when I was looking at when I was doing the outline for this movie, to see this movie at a 9 out of 10 on IMDb
database,
and then like to hear your guys' ratings is, well, Albert is the exception to the rule of the three of us, but like I don't know, maybe that's why I don't like it as much, is because of all the praise it's getting when it's missing very important elements to it. So I don't.
Did you read any negative reviews?
I haven't yet.
That looked into what agreed with
I had just seen the overall score was a 9 out of 10. That's all.
Okay.
Didn't we rate Maverick like really high as well? Like it's just the experience.
Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. We gave it pretty good ratings.
Overall, yeah, I think we did.
Yeah. So sometimes, like, for me, it's just the experience.
But, I mean, with Maverick, there is a story from beginning to end.
Yeah. This definitely has more story. Maverick has more story than this, for sure, and more character development, motivations. Miles Teller's character and the relationship between Maverick, I forgot his actual name.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah.
I mean, a thing with Paul in this story is he's oftentimes not just his own character. He's being manipulated by
his mama.
4 to 5 angles.
Yeah.
Including his mom. And that's where you can see some decisions that you think he wouldn't make normally. He's being pressured by his mom. Or even Chani when she has a certain ideal about the Fremen and he wants to appeal to that.
Yeah.
And he basically lies to her without, remorse, basically. This is what I got to do. I got to tell her this so that I can do that.
Yeah. He chose Florence Pugh over Zendaya. Is that a wise decision, John?
That's a tough decision.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Well, okay, because technically in this movie, earlier in the movie, they set that up.
Yeah.
That he's marrying her for a political marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mom says, like, save the marriage for important times or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
In the book, he has a relationship with both of them.
Oh.
It's
same time.
It's really subtly talked about in this movie.
Yeah.
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 They don't push it too hard.
Yeah, definitely. So, anyways, what's your choice?
I'm really thinking about it. I think it's a good choice.
You think it's a good choice?
I think it's a good choice.
Yeah. If you had to pick one, what would you choose? Who would you choose?
Florence Pugh.
You would?
Yeah.
This is me.
Huh?
This is me saying that when I'm not really a big fan of.
What? I think I need more research. We need the topless scene of Zendaya.
We already got one of Florence
visual research.
Visual research.
I don't know why you had to move your hands like that.
Hands-on experience.
I don't even know why. I do this because Jirai does this and he's a pervert.
You're also a pervert. It makes sense.
Visual research. I forgot what he says. Oh no, he goes, "Oh yeah, you're a pervy sage." He goes, "No, I'm not a pervert. I'm a big one." And he goes like,
yeah.
Anything visually that you guys were
the worm like writing sounds kind of weird, but yeah, the worm writing.
Yeah.
You do a lot of worm writing, so it shouldn't sound that weird.
Okay.
I walked into that one. But just a sequence where he's calling what's the actual name of it?
In Fremen language, it's called a salud.
What?
Sahud? No.
It starts with an S.
It's like a
Shalud.
Shaloub?
Shaloub. Oh, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
But the
Anyways,
worm.
The worm, yeah,
Yep.
where he sets it up and like he has to go deeper to get it to, I don't know, vibrate.
Deeper
and
sand
then
that vibrates.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Shut up, John.
he gets the biggest one.
He gets
which
the grandfather
he gets the
worm.
biggest worm.
Uh,
And this is like according to prophecy, which is like
Yeah.
interesting because they don't like tell the entire prophecy,
Yeah.
but you learn as they go along. Like he's fulfilling whatever this prophecy is, he's matching it, which is interesting. That's maybe how fortune telling works. That you're looking for it, so
Yeah.
you're seeing it,
Basically.
and maybe there's a bigger one, but they never measured it. But this is a pretty big one.
Right.
So, in the sequence where the worm is going through the dune and like it's falling apart, and he's like just in this crazy dust of you can't see anything, but that's how chaotic it is. I wouldn't even step a mile next to this thing, let alone get that close to it. But for whatever reason, maybe he has the Prisoner of Azkaban where he's seen it in the dream, so now he can do it.
Yep.
How come it works at Harry Potter but not Dune? No, I'm kidding.
Or
but-
he did see it. You don't know.
Yeah, but you have to get over that fear to even like attempt this, and this is the final test so he can become part of this like
Yep.
party. Okay, so he has to do this, otherwise, yeah,
This race.
this party,
Yeah.
His family.
this group,
Sure.
this
It's a race.
herd. No, we can't use herd for humans, can we? Herd of humans,
Not really.
pack of humans,
This family.
This
Mur-
race.
this murder of humans. No, this race of humans.
Yeah.
Huh?
That sounds familiar.
Human race.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that sequence, but also the sequence where the harvesters are coming down and there's like the little straw thing.
The breathing straw. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And they zoom in, and is it the rat that's like going around? I thought he was like gonna throw dirt inside of it and he had to come up for air or something. But like that sequence where the harvester's coming down
Mm-hmm.
and they ambush it, and the intensity of Zendaya and
Timothy Chalamet.
I was gonna say Paul, but I don't remember her
Shawnee
name.
and Paul.
Shawnee and Paul,
Uh-huh.
where they have to time it correctly, and he's running towards the other leg, and the other leg moves, and he's like, like
She's like, shit.
he's like, oh man, I didn't find this out. I was trying to figure out why they were missing him versus the other people, but I think like he has like a
You know
slightly
why.
degree. He
Plot
has plot armor, but also
yeah.
the other people
armor.
are just like out in the open,
Yeah,
and
that too.
so he's like, yeah, he has plot armor, but
It's plot armor.
It's okay.
yeah,
It's normal.
it's
Yeah.
normal. Yeah, he should have had his shield on. Like that would have helped, right?
They,
Didn't he have?
they can't have shields in the desert.
Oh,
can't have
he's the
shields
worms
on the ground.
The worms, yeah, the
That's
worms.
right.
Yeah,
That's their explanation. Yeah.
just do it in a regular shield.
What?
In a regular shield, it's like Batman's armor where it's lighter.
Continue your point.
Okay. You mean just wear armor?
But yeah, just wear armor. But that sequence is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's exhilarating.
Yeah. I think it's just the experience of the planet and the intensity of whatever they're doing. If it's getting on their first giant earthworm or taking down this harvester thing, I just think that I just get caught in the moment.
Yeah, I feel like the sequences in between the story is where you might have liked the most, right? Like these high intensity things.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than how they're all connected overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mm.
What would you give this movie? What score would you give it if you saw topless Zendaya in this movie? What would it be?
What was my score first?
5.
5?
It would be a 5.
Out of 5.
It'll be a 5 out of 9.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite part of the movie? At least visually, then, if
Visually, I think all of it has like very
It's very distinct.
yeah. It's very interesting to see what they did with the Harkonnens on when we were on their
ship.
Gay Prime.
Whatever it's called.
Yep.
Gay Prime.
Black and white world.
Yeah, black and white world. And
Do they wear makeup on there, or are they just
the sun gives off like this certain
it's not a
wavelength
yellow.
of
It's
light.
not a yellow sun.
It's a black sun.
black
that gives
sun,
off
yeah.
this, I think, extra infrared light, so everything is grayscale.
Okay,
that was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was visually cool. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was different now. And then like they do show the desert pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I
As
mean,
nice as it does.
I don't know. I don't know.
She said it in the first film, like in kind of like her little monologue at the beginning, and then she said it again in this film, and they showed it like it looks best when the sun is barely barely showing, and then they show like how
Spice.
the spice as it like kind of flows around. That was
In the
pretty nice.
sand.
Twice as nice, twice as spice.
Wouldn't say that, but okay.
Yeah, I don't understand. Okay, so this movie's $190 million. Looks beautiful.
And they couldn't come up with a story.
Why?
That was based on a book.
They spent it all on CGI.
Yeah.
Why do we get some Marvel movies that just look kind of what's the term? When it's kind of the face is kind of weird.
The
Face is
Huh?
The actors. That's where all the money goes to.
Maybe
Actor
maybe bigger
budgets.
actors. Okay, never mind. That's pretty easy.
But then also, what shots do you see in this movie where they have head armor showing a face?
Nothing. Pretty
Exactly.
much. It's just the helmet over the head, and there's no.
Which can be very practical, right?
Very
Because you could put a
practical, yeah.
helmet on.
Yeah.
It
But
could be
like
anyone.
But is everything, is all the desert, is the majority of the desert practical, or is it like a blend of CGI? Like in Marvel movies, it's a blend of CGI, maybe more CGI than practical. But I feel like in this movie, it feels more just practical. But I don't know if it's that good that the CGI is blended.
I would say it's mostly CGI.
You think it's mostly CGI?
I'd say so.
Interesting. I feel like
It was all filmed in
per-
the
it's
Sahara
pretty,
Desert.
like, pretty practical. I don't know. But what, like, the background's CGI, but the actual dunes themselves are practical? Or you feel like...
I don't really... I mean, I feel like it might be practical on a stage, but not on set, not like on location most of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
That'd be pretty hot.
Desert conditions change a lot.
Yeah.
It can be unpredictable. I feel like a lot of it is on a set.
Yeah.
It could be practical on a set.
Yeah, but it's
Still on a set.
Still on
it's
the
still
set.
controlled.
Right.
Yeah.
Not on location as
Yeah.
often as I would hope it should be, but it's not.
Yeah, it's safety for the actors and safety for other
Yeah,
people.
the crew.
Yeah. I like this movie. And I feel like I need to watch both of them back to back, or at least close to each other, to kind of enjoy it
Mhm.
more.
I feel like even if I like the movies, that would be so hard to do.
Not me. Not for me. I'm just weird like that.
I'm pretty sure you'd fall asleep.
No, because I didn't fall asleep during this movie, and I was exhausted. So, what?
I think you'd fall asleep.
I don't think so.
I think
For some reason, I didn't fall asleep during this movie. I didn't even, and I was pretty tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
first time watching it.
maybe I have to force myself, but
I would hope you'd force yourself.
Maybe it was the
talk about it
popcorn.
on a podcast.
Yeah.
popcorn. Maybe the popcorn just boosts up movies.
It was good popcorn.
The quality of the popcorn makes
Affects
the movie,
Jesse's
yeah.
judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
I had
Yeah.
pretty bad popcorn, so
Oh,
the movie was trash.
That's
Not
why
good.
every time, man.
I was like, "What? You had bad Harkins popcorn?" I've had bad Harkins popcorn, like
Every
very
now and
once.
then,
Every
man.
once. They burn it a little bit.
Not even like sometimes they don't burn it, but like sometimes
not-
you get the bottom of
Man, it's
it where
just-
it's just like
just
the crumbs.
Nuts.
Mm.
Oh, wait, never mind. It's a different bag.
And corn.
Corn.
It's
seed.
definitely not nuts. It's corn.
Oh man, wrong bag. Download the wrong bag.
That wasn't popcorn at all.
You said downloaded the wrong bag. Your popcorn CGI now or what?
Yeah.
You wouldn't download some popcorn.
He edited it in. Do you have anything else to say about this movie?
If you like the first one, you're probably gonna like the second.
What was your favorite scene visually?
The
tent scene?
tent scene. No.
Yes.
The
We're so close. It's so
Bring
far
the camera
away.
down.
the
Scroll a
nukes,
little.
the nukes they use right before
yeah.
the attack.
Pretty cool.
That was really cool.
I thought that was kind of convenient that they had nukes on this
Oh,
planet.
that's convenient. Of
I mean,
everything everything that's happened in the movie, the nuke's convenient.
But
That's-
as
yeah.
soon as they mention it, they're just right there. I'm like, did they walk a long time, or did he just pop up where the nukes
the
were?
timing of their walking is not is a thing for you. Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
It's not Jesse. It's not the most complicated story here.
Yeah.
The nukes were right
Of
there.
all
the whole
things
time.
to be nitpicky about, that's what you're being nitpicky about.
Yeah.
They were just behind a locked door. That's it.
Yeah. But he could only unlock it. But it makes sense
That
because
was
the
a pretty
king would
good
be
comedy scene
where.
where Stilgar and
Gurney.
Gurney Halleck were having the back and forth about, but it's right there in everyone's noses, and he says like a silly
Oh,
idea,
yeah.
and he's
That's
like,
the point.
that's what makes it a good idea, and then silly idea.
But
Josh Brolin looks better with long hair.
he does.
Long hair and facial hair is a Josh Brolin thing.
Yeah.
In the first movie, he had short hair and kind of clean cut because he's more
Military.
military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not for me.
What about when he's purple?
No beard.
No beard.
He has a beard.
He has stubble.
Just
Thanos has stubble?
He has stubble if you look close enough.
I gotta look at it again.
he's bald, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
He's pretty bald.
It's pretty CGI too, so.
Yeah, and he's pretty intimidating with his muscles, so I wouldn't talk
Yeah.
about him like that.
But story-wise, my favorite part was Stilgar getting more into Paul being
Yeah.
the religious figure that he thinks he is.
Yeah.
And just like over the story, just how much he's willing to sacrifice himself for Paul and for the cause.
It bothered me how little Paul uses the voice in this movie.
Isn't he trying to?
Not use it?
He's trying to like get away from that, right? In a sense?
He's struggling with it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In because the voice is supposed to be just really well crafted language in the books.
Yeah.
In the movies, it's like a booming voice that we as the audience experience.
Yeah. They had to change things to make it a little more interesting.
Yeah,
right?
it makes it more visually interesting.
Yeah. I really liked also after he rides the worm, and then they go into the scene and he has to choose his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot the name, but
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
Deeb.
So
Usul.
he says like a joking name, like the little
Kangaroo.
mouse thing.
Yep.
And he goes like Stelgar goes deep into it that it's not like a simple name because it's very wise.
There's
and
meaning behind
there's
it.
meaning behind it. And he gives it to him anyway. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you can have it. It's a very powerful name, but here you go. But I guess if he's supposed to be this like messianic figure that you would be okay
Literally
giving him.
everything Paul does, they're just like,
That's why.
Perfect.
that's what makes it funny to me. But
Yeah, no, I agree. It's
Yeah.
funny, one, and plus two, it just shows how much like Stilgar
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
willing, ready to believe anything.
Accept anything that he does.
he's probably like the best part of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely him, and for whatever reason, I liked bald guy.
Gurney,
No,
bald guy,
the
Austin Butler's character.
Austin Butler's character. I don't know why.
Oh,
he was
Fade Rotha?
visually he was just cool looking, and like he seemed threatening to
You're
me, but
seeing
he
a lot
does
of cool looking things and not giving me more than that.
Yeah, well, that's enough for me. If you had a cool looking thing in here, if you had two cool looking things, you would have liked this movie a little bit better. That's enough for you, John. Didn't even have a response.
I didn't get your point, to be honest with you.
2 points.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're
Yeah, exactly.
I get it now. It would have been a 5 out of 9 for me.
9 out of 5.
Maybe a 5 out of 8.
It would have been a 6 out of 9 for me.
Hey.
69.
Okay, thanks for putting out the joke.
Yeah, good
Okay.
job, Jesse. Anyway, continue with your point. Your actual point,
Oh, okay.
not that point.
Oh, it's.
You talk about
What
him
was
getting
I
his
about?
name.
Yeah, his name. I just enjoy just the little lore that I can catch on to
Mm-hmm.
from that we get from the movie. I'm interested to learn more about it through book or audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with Harry Potter. When I see the movies, it makes me want to go into the books to see what I'm missing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the audiobook, it gets a little confusing because they use other characters instead of just one narrator for the whole book.
Oh, okay.
But then they kind of switch that.
Is it like a
sometimes
play?
It's supposed to be kind of like a play, but sometimes the narrator just reads lines of other characters when previously a different person read the line. It gets a little confusing. The
I
audiobook.
think it depends on the audiobook, right?
Yeah, it depends.
Maybe.
Sometimes
Because
there's
like
different
I know the Lord of the Rings series has like
Yeah.
3 different
versions.
versions
Yeah,
by
they're-
different
Does Morgan
people.
Freeman, Morgan Freeman
No.
read one? No.
I know one is
Daniel Craig.
shut up. Who plays Gollum?
Ooh.
Andy
Andy Serkis.
Serkis.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
reads one of the
Lord,
audiobooks?
he reads all 3 books.
Oh, in one of those versions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
That's not the one I chose to listen to
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't find out until later though.
Oh,
I'm listening to some older guy.
His dad. Andrew Serkis.
Gary Serkis.
because like, what's the name? What's the name?
What is Andy Serkis' dad's name? Who's closer?
Narrated by Rob Inglis.
Rob Inglis.
The Fellowship of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that does the Harry Potter audiobooks, I've listened to those too, is pretty good too.
He is.
Jim
Tim-
Dale.
Tim Curry does the series of unfortunate events, the first couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't really. Yeah, I've only listened to the first one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for Dune.
Yeah, it's great.
I watched it with Dolby Cinema.
Yeah.
The best part of that experience was when the worms attacked the base.
Yeah.
All the chairs rocked from the base of the speakers. It was awesome.
Yeah, Dune is narrated by 12 people
12 people
just for one
for one
book.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're reading the characters' lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone that you know personally?
On a personal level? No.
No.
Andy Serkis does a lot of the Lord of the Rings books.
Does he do The Hobbit as well?
He does the Silmarillion.
Similarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if he does the Hobbit books too.
Is it just one book?
The Similarian.
The
yes.
Hobbit?
The
Yeah,
Hobbit.
the
Yes.
Hobbit is just one
The
book.
Hobbit books.
It's because the movies are three
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, he does the Hobbit as well.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Now I'm interested.
In what?
The audiobooks?
For what?
Lord of the Rings?
Oh.
If this is my breakdown. If you like the first movie, you'll probably like the second one. If you didn't
Uh-huh.
like it, you're probably not going to like it.
No, it's
So,
not gonna change your mind.
Yep. It's not going to change your mind.
Any questions about the movie that you're trying to that you were confused about?
Yeah, because I wrote all my questions down in the theater. No.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if you remember any right now.
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. But
I
yeah, there's book story beats that are left out in this one.
Yeah, I figured. Just like with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Any book, you're going to be missing stuff.
But then there's big ones that they have to bring back, I feel.
Okay.
Mostly his sister.
Do you want the same guy to continue it, or do you want a different person to take on the third part?
For the director,
Yeah.
I think he did a good job.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I think so, too. I looked at some of his stuff that he's done before,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't watched a lot of it, but for the most part, it seems like he does decent to good work.
Mm-hmm.
So,
There's some factions that they left out In this movie that he had in the first one. Do you remember Thufir?
Doofier.
He's the Mentat. Bald guy with the red stained lips.
Did he not pass away? I can't remember.
I think he died in the first movie, but
Yeah.
he doesn't in the book.
Okay.
Not in that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Yeah, the computer guys.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't bring any of those guys.
Yeah, he has more. He has more to do later in the book that they don't include him in on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's up, John?
I was just looking at audiobooks, and Will Wheaton does Ready Player One, narrates it.
Yeah.
Who?
Will Wheaton.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
He's in Star Trek.
He's in Star Trek as the kid.
The kid?
The kid in Star Trek.
In the new Star Trek or
Old Star Trek.
Old Star Trek.
I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
He's a big sci-fi actor, book writer, YouTuber.
Yeah, I know him now. No, I'm kidding.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I actually only know Will Wheaton without facial hair. That's weird.
I actually only know Will Wheaton because of The Big Bang Theory. No, I'm just kidding.
Is he in the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, he is.
Cameos, right?
He does cameos, but he's
Yeah.
like
As himself.
as himself,
Yes.
and then he's like Sheldon's nemesis.
Oh, okay.
You know who Sheldon is? Wait, have you ever seen The Big Bang Theory?
I know of Sheldon. He's the skinny, annoying guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, skinny, annoying nerd.
Yeah. They're all nerds, but
Yeah, well, he's the
the smartest one.
He's the archetypal smartest one and
Yeah,
annoying one, I guess.
Yeah.
Depending on your personality.
yeah.
He calls his grandma Mima.
Mima?
Mima.
This is a whole spin-off for
Yeah.
him.
I haven't watched it.
Will Wheaton plays on his sympathies for his Mima. He's like they anyway.
Big Bang Theory spin-off podcast episode.
Do you guys have anything else to say about this?
I'd be happy for a third movie.
Part 3, woo! I'll watch the third one.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean, they kind of have to do a third one.
yeah.
They left it hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. It's just like the first book. There's similar cliffhanger.
Yeah.
They go to war and then that ends kind of there.
Have you
He'll get Zendaya back.
have you went through all the books?
I think I've read the first two.
First two?
We still have a chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so he says that he loves her,
Yes.
and then as soon as the next scene he's just like I'll accept your daughter's hand.
He's reminding her that remember, like, no matter what happens
Yeah.
going forward, I still love you.
Yeah, but he's doing this for political
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
powers. But
It's
his-
the same or similar setup that his father had with his mother.
Oh yeah, for sure. Makes sense. So
Because his father actually had a different wife.
yeah.
Had an actual wife.
Yeah.
Lady Jessica was his mistress.
Mistress.
Yes.
He's gonna have to play the part though, so she's probably not gonna like that.
They changed a couple of things with the Chinese character compared to the book, so I'm interested in how they.
I heard
approach that.
Chinese character.
Yeah, I know Chinese.
I heard Chinese.
I know. I was trying to enunciate there.
What
Chinese.
is there anything that you could say that wouldn't spoil it?
No, because I don't know how they're gonna make her character act in the second or in the
Third.
next movie.
Yeah.
Because they change a little bit of her character in this movie.
Mm.
She's slightly more willing and accepting of his path in the book.
Oh, okay.
Of like, I don't remember exactly, but I think she appreciates the direction, like his power and what it means for the Fremen in the book.
I think in the old movie too, it was like that, right?
I don't remember.
It's kind of goofy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I remember her having very similar to what you just said in the movie.
Do they have Faye Rafa
Yeah.
in the first one?
In the first movie or
in the 80s movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he kind of cool? Or is he kind of
Did
goofy?
you watch it with us?
I have not watched it.
I don't think did we watch it?
You guys
Yeah.
watched it, yeah.
We watched it?
I don't remember anything about the movie.
It was basically these two movies, but told
Combined.
in an extremely fast fashion.
I don't remember
Yeah.
anything right now. I need to rewatch some clips or something.
It's not worth it. Don't
Okay.
go.
I'll go back.
They
and
do have
watch it.
Fade Rotha.
Yeah.
He's cooler in this movie.
Oh, I hope so.
But having said that, like
He's not that cool.
he's not that cool.
Who's cooler, Ben Solo or Ray Rafa?
Who?
Ben Solo from Star Wars.
Exactly.
I feel Faye-Ratha. Never mind. I'm thinking about the book. Ben Solo. Then if we're comparing movies.
Oh, Kylo Ren was kind of cool, and then
He wasn't.
and then he wasn't cool, and he was just shirtless meme guy. That's all he was.
So what's the difference?
At least he
between-
wasn't.
Or Morbius?
Yeah.
Why are you bringing up Morbius now?
It's the better of the three movies for John.
But what's the better meme of the three movies?
Morbius.
Morbius is
Yes.
shirtless,
Dancing.
Kylo Ren, or
Doing push-ups.
what did Fade Roth
I need to watch
do?
that scene again now you mentioned it.
Don't do it.
We need a Morbius break right now.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Jugs and Plugs. Subscribe to us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube.
Twitter? Oh.
Definitely not Twitter this time. No, we do not have a Twitter.
Next time.
We have an X though. No.
Oh.
Anyway,
What?
like it's called X now. It's
I
not
know, yeah, but I was like, wait. Twitter still in? You had... Never mind.
He's joking.
I know.
Like, share, comment. Let us know what you guys thought about part 2. Am I just being a negative Nancy?
Yeah, I don't think you are. This is definitely...
Oh, okay.
You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't think there's a middle ground. Not much middle
I
ground.
feel like John's in the middle.
There's parts of this movie that
Yeah.
I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're either going to love it or you're not.
But overall, just,
Yeah.
the story's not there for,
Yeah, for
depending
sure.
how you appreciate the character or not.
I'm literally in the middle. I said 5.
yeah.
But the next movie you're going to watch, you're going to bump this down to a 4 and the other one down to a 3.
I was considering because, like,
That'd be
listen.
funny.
So, fun fact. While listening to you guys talk about some of the things that I really liked about this movie, I was considering bumping it up to maybe like a 6 or a 6.5.
I think you should just leave it there.
I'm just going to leave it at
You should
5.
leave it there, yeah.
Anyway, this has been the Legendary Sip podcast. Join us next time for whatever Harry
it has
Potter
to be-
movie. It's probably
it's probably
Prisoner
gonna be-
Azkaban
It'd probably be... Yeah, Harry Potter 3, yeah.
or Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, it's going to be Chamber of Secrets.
It's going to be Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Really weird. So if we're wearing the same clothes in Chamber of Secrets as we were in Sorcerer's Stone, it's because we planned it out like that.
Yeah, it was back to back.
That way you guys know we watched it at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
You just leave